What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day here. Popping on the live for a quick little 30 minutes or so here, just to answer any questions you guys got. Q4 is officially here, first day of Q4, so hope you guys are getting excited. Basically, everything's going to be more profitable, selling faster, all that kind of stuff. As long as it's basically anything that people give as gifts or you want to buy for hosting parties and that kind of thing, like all that's going to be a really good opportunity. And if you're watching on the replay, we're going live with a free class in about an hour and a half as well. So if you want to see how to source, how I spend about $100,000 a month on products, and we'll spend probably $50,000 during Black Friday weekend alone. I'll show you pretty much exactly how I like to source on the free class tonight. And yeah, let me know any questions you guys have in the meantime. Live on TikTok and YouTube here. So yeah, let me know who we got in chat today. Like I was saying, there'll be a lot of just like Q4 opportunities starting to come into play. So if you've kind of been on the fence, today is maybe the best day to start, because you got like 4 to 6 weeks to kind of learn the ropes, and then you'll have another 4 to 6 weeks of basically the most profitable time of year. So good time to kind of be locking in and get serious about things. So yeah, let me know what questions you guys got here on YouTube or TikTok. Yeah, sounds good. Let's see. You said you just opened an account. Yeah, that's got to start somewhere for sure. If the best place to start filling up that account with profit is just name brand stuff, right? So making sure you're checking what websites are going on big brands, on big websites, that kind of thing. That's where you'll buy the most of your inventory as a new seller. But you can also like buy some stuff at local retail stores. That's even a little bit easier. So you have some products you want to buy, but you don't know what else to do. Sourcing the products is the hard part. Yeah. So if you already have like a product in mind that you want to source, that's the hard part. So finding that profitable item. So just buy that, list it on Amazon. You'll just ship it into Amazon or list it via FBM, so you can just like make that sale ASAP, rather than having to wait for like Amazon's check-in times, that kind of thing. Let's see. So gross margin for most Amazon sellers will be around 20% gross margin, and then anywhere from 10 to 15% net margin, depending on like how much of your business you have outsourced and that kind of thing. If you're doing a bunch of the work yourself, you're probably closer to like a 20%, 15% net margin. If you have a lot outsourced. So for example, my business, I don't do any of the prep. I don't find the products anymore. I just kind of oversee the business. So my net margin is a little bit lower because I pay people to run the business for me. What up, Chance? Appreciate you, man. How do you find profitable items? The easy option is going and seeing what other Amazon sellers are already having success with, right? So think about all the Amazon sellers who sell great value, for example. They have to be buying that product from Walmart because it's only sold by Walmart. Therefore, everything that those people are selling is also going to be a good reseller-friendly opportunity for you, basically. Storefront stocking. If it seems Manny's probably heard of it. Yeah, that's like the best way to kind of find your first product. Another way you can just find your first product. You see, like this has like a Marshalls sticker on it. You can also just literally go to the store and scan the barcodes of products, and it'll show you what it sells for. So this is an example, something I got for $2 at my local Marshalls. And if you look it up on Amazon, this actually sells for about $20 to $30. So that's like definitely like a higher profit example. The vast majority of the products I buy, I'll typically buy it from a big website. I'll use some kind of coupon or discount. Let's say I buy a shirt for $10. I'm going to want to sell that on Amazon for $20 or more. Kind of a good rule of thumb is selling things for at least double what you bought them for, and you'll be nice and profitable. A whole bunch of you guys on TikTok today. So let me know if you have questions about selling on Amazon, that kind of thing. And then if you want to see how to learn, how to do everything for completely free, no $7,000 course, that kind of thing, we're hosting a free live class tonight. So we're going on a private Zoom call, and you can get on the private Zoom call up in my bio if you guys are on TikTok. We'll source some products together, answer any questions, show you how to get ungated to sell brands, all that kind of thing. Let me know any other questions you guys got in the meantime. But if you want to see like all the details on every last step, we're going to break it all down for free on a Zoom call tonight. Let's see. Yeah, I already talked about that, Cronus, but usually 20% gross margin and 10% net margin is like a solid minimum for both. So you just started stuck at finding products. Yeah, it makes total sense. Finding those first products is definitely the hard part. I know it took me like a week or two to find my first profitable item. I tried selling on Amazon as like a reseller, and I gave up because I couldn't find anything. And then I came back a few months later, and it started to make sense. So, totally fine if it's like a little bit tricky at first. Just start seeing what other other sellers are having success with, and you'll be able to see, oh, they're selling, for example, a Gap branded clothing product. Oh, there's a sale on Gap branded clothing items on their website today. Then you can just kind of compare back and forth, see what people who already sell that brand have successfully sourced, and then you can just kind of compare that to what's on Amazon and what's also listed on like a website for sale, basically. See if you're sold out on a product, should you close the ASIN or delete it? After 30 days, yeah, I'll usually close the listings that I have made, just because you can have like account health issues show up for a listing you haven't sold on in like a year. So yeah, I'll usually get rid of those listings after a month. Is online arbitrage the best model? There's no like best model. It is for me. It's what I like to do. It's what I've gotten good at. Other people would tell you that selling books is the best. Other people would tell you that starting your own private label is the best. It's all like different kind of goals. Online arbitrage is the best way to build just kind of a consistent cash flow machine. It's not like a sellable asset though. So if that's something that's important to you, you'd want to do something else. Yeah, online arbitrage is nice and simple too. It's just, buy 5 units from a website, sell it on Amazon for at least double, that kind of thing. Let's see. How do you start? Yeah, Sophie. So get the Amazon seller account, get Seller Amp, Keepa, and Boxum. Those are the 3 softwares that you'll need. And then you'll use those to start sourcing inventory that already sells on Amazon. Keep in mind, you don't need to like buy ads or do marketing, that kind of thing. Just sell name brand products that already sell like this. If you look this up on Amazon, other Amazon customers are already searching for this and already buying it. So all we have to do is get good at buying those things cheap. And obviously there is a lot of kind of technical knowledge that goes into how to get good at finding those things cheap. And if you want to learn how to do that for free, we're doing a free Zoom class tonight. So that the link for that free class that we're hopping on Zoom is up in my bio for those of you guys that want to hop on there. Let's see, you want to do cat toys and products. What's your thoughts on where to buy it? Or maybe that's a dog emoji, something like that. Yeah, so you definitely can. There's not really any particular reason to like niche down into one type of product, right? Some days I might buy a ton of dog toys, for example, if they're on sale. Other days, probably they're not on sale. So I'm going to be buying shoes and I'm going to be buying groceries and that kind of thing. So instead of like focusing on one particular niche, just focus on sourcing whatever's cheap today, because whatever's cheap all across the internet is going to change day by day, right? So if you get like super pigeonholed on only sourcing one type of thing, you're only going to be good at running your business on days where that small window is open, rather than if you just get good at sourcing lots of profitable products, you're going to source lots of profitable products every day. And maybe some days you end up, selling on that kind of thing, right? Yeah, Crescent. So the free training we're doing tonight is free. So I don't know what to tell you, man. Yeah. So we're hopping on Zoom and showing everybody how to sell on Amazon for free. Yeah. Do you use FBA? Yeah, for sure. I'll ship the vast majority of my Amazon or my inventory off to Amazon FBA, just because they're gonna like receive it all and do the actual order fulfillment for me. Doing FBM is the other side of that. If any of you guys are like brand new. In which case you ship direct to customer, which is a good way to like test the business out and that kind of thing. But generally you'll make more sales per day as an FBA seller than an FBM seller. But like the speed of money is slower. So it depends on like what you're prioritizing basically. What if multiples are still in stock after the Amazon deadline? Do you request them back at the return address? They'll automatically send them back to you. But right now we're going into multiple season. So that's not really an issue, Dreamer. Yeah, get a bunch of those multiple products ready to send into Amazon though. That's a good call. Basically anything that is considered a meltable product. So on SellerAmp, it'll show you when it's tagged as meltable if you're worried about this. But you can't send those products into Amazon FBA during the summer. But on October 15th, you're going to be able to send meltable products into Amazon. You're working on getting into it, prioritizing never touching anything. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's how I run the business. So I haven't really seen any of my inventory in 2-ish years at this point. I ship pretty much all of my inventory off to a prep center. The prep center receives it all and ships it off to Amazon for me, and then Amazon makes the sale. So that's how I have it set up. Yeah, I know you're saying that's your goal there. So it's definitely very possible. Let's see, what's considered a large package for FBA? For FBA shipments, you want to try to get your boxes as close to 50 pounds as possible. That'll get you the best shipment rates. as well as just making those shipments through Boxem, so you can kind of compare all the different pricing options and see like optimized options and that kind of thing all in one place. And that's basically like the software that you'll use for that. Let's see. Sounds good. So I see on the Zoom call tonight. Yeah. So we're doing a free class on Zoom tonight up in my bio on TikTok. Let's see. You meant size. Oh yeah. So the biggest you can send to Amazon is 36 by 25 by 25. Kind of a random size, but if you have something that is really big, just make sure it fits the standards basically. Let's see. What were the three software you said? Yeah, so Seller, AMP, and Keepa are what you'll need for sourcing profitable products. And then Boxem is what you'll do for listing inventory, tracking your analytics. And there's also an AI assistant that can help you like source products and answer questions and all that kind of stuff. So Seller, AMP, Keepa, and Boxem. Let's see. James, margin, gross margin, you want to be around 20%. Net margin, you want to be at least at 10% net margin. And that's going to be pretty typical for most Amazon sellers. Most sellers will be somewhere between 10 to 20% net margin. Sweet. Yeah. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. Let's see. You don't need a website or anything like that. Yeah, you'll just when you list products on Amazon, it'll just automatically go onto Amazon. Let's see, is 30% too high then? I mean, there's never too much profit. Like if you found a really profitable item, then go for it. Yeah. Sometimes you will find 30% profit margin, sometimes even more than that. That's just not the typical. That's not the typical scenario. So I don't want to say that that's like normal to make 30% profit. You definitely can on a lot of products, and I definitely have. But account wide, if you're 20% gross margin, you're doing pretty good. Jamie, I just talked about that there. Let's see, checking an ASIN. For some reason, you weren't able to sell that brand, even though you were before. So sometimes there's specific products in like popular brands that sell like really well and have like counterfeit issues and that kind of thing. So Amazon might restrict individual products if that product had like counterfeit issues or something like that before. Let's see, what's your turnaround time once you find a product on Alibaba? Yeah, so you don't want to source from Alibaba. If you're sourcing from Alibaba to sell on existing listings, you're going to get banned. And if you're sourcing from Alibaba to like make your own product, that's great. But you're going to be better off, especially this time of year with like the holiday season here and Christmas demand and everybody's buying name brand products that sell for a lot. You want to buy and sell stuff that already sells profitably, which you can just buy from Walmart.com, Kohl's.com, Target.com, that kind of thing, right? As long as you're selling things that other third-party sellers are also already selling, that's going to be a brand that's generally safe to sell and make some money on that, basically. It's just like the easier way to go about it. Because if you try to launch your own product, it's going to cost like $5,000 or $10,000. And even like the best private label sellers will usually have a success rate around 30 to 40%, and that's if they're really good. So if you're a new seller, you thinking about you got to take 3 swings at making a new product, you might be out $30,000 before you start making money. Versus like reselling stuff, you got to spend, I don't know, $20 on a product. It doesn't sell or it does sell, right? Okay, let me buy more of that. Let's see. Newbies are gated for a lot of things. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Like you don't want to sell in a marketplace where like anyone can just sell anything. The nice part is, let's say you're not allowed to sell, Gap clothing, like Gap branded clothing. If you find something profitable, just submit the invoice from wherever you bought it profitably, right? So let's say there's a sale going on the Gap website or Target has some. As long as you buy it from a legit retailer and submit that to Amazon, you'll be good to go. Let's see. You're going to hop on the class later. Sounds good, Kelly. Yeah. For any of you guys who are kind of curious about like how to source and how to use AI to source, kind of getting prepped for Q4, we're going to break all that down on the free Zoom class here in a little over an hour. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you guys just hopped on the stream, you can register up here or down below on YouTube. Let's see. Until when are the peak fees applicable? So it starts in Q4, Dreamer. Yeah. So your storage fees at Amazon, I think it's about 3 to 4 times more expensive. The nice part is that for resellers, you're typically not storing too much inventory at Amazon. Like it's actually, selling through. So it shouldn't matter a ton. And if you have stuff that's been sitting for a long time, then, it's a good reason to get it sold. Unless it's going to be something that starts selling a lot faster during like the holiday season, you'll see prices start to go up, that kind of thing. Let's see, what's the best ungate method? Yeah, if you want to see like, the the full guide on that, there's a video on my YouTube channel. Just look up Fields of Profit on YouTube. We're also going to be talking about ungating and that kind of stuff on the free class tonight. But short answer, you just get an invoice from any legit retail store you're already buying from. Let's see. For FBM, how do you add shipping onto your products, or is it best not to add a shipping fee? Good question, Manny. Yeah, so that's going to be a good thing to hop on during Q4, right? Because there's going to be a lot of stuff that starts spiking in prices. You can drive out to Walmart same day, list it on Amazon, and potentially make those sales, but you'll only be able to do that FBM. It'll be too slow to send it into Amazon FBA. As far as charging for shipping, you usually want to make it free for economy, and then during Q4, charge like $20+ for expedited. Just because customers will pay crazy money for faster shipping, and add like a decently expensive per pound on there. Yeah, that's totally normal, Bo. You'll just kind of have to keep submitting your information on that. You can just add as much extra information as possible too. Let's see. How are you buying from Walmart and Target to resell for more? Won't people just buy off direct? So sometimes they definitely can. Like for the majority of times, you're selling products to people who want to pay extra for convenience, right? To get that Prime shipping, to get Amazon customer service, all that kind of thing. And then honestly, more often, I'm buying things that required me to buy, maybe $200 for this 25% coupon to work. Or, I'm buying it during a very limited window. Think Black Friday sales. When those come around, those prices are pretty rare, right? So I stock up and then I sell it on Amazon, where then it's not really that much more expensive than the other sources because I got it on a really good sale and that kind of thing, right? So usually you're just buying things at such a good price that like the shopping around isn't super necessary. But you'd also be surprised like how many people just don't want to shop around and just buy everything on Amazon. I think it's weird too that people don't shop around and don't compare prices, but I will take it if they want to make us some money on those products for sure. Let's see. What are some ungated items? Yeah, so there are some like auto ungated products. Like if you're a brand new seller, you can sell brands like Stafford or Athletic Works right away. And then you can also just go into SellerAmp and see what other brands those sellers carry, and you'll have some other like auto ungates to start from as well. Yeah, good question. And for again, for all of you guys that want to learn how to like get ungated, find some auto ungated brands, source products, use some AI for sourcing. We also got some kind of some really cool sourcing methods that we're going to be breaking down tonight on the free class. So it'll be about 90 minutes. It starts at 7 p.m. You guys can get registered up in my bio here on TikTok. And you guys on YouTube, let me know if you guys have questions as well. I'm checking both chats here. Sweet. Can customers do a pre-order with Amazon even if the items are not in the warehouse? Yeah, they can. So you won't see that super often. I will say it's more common during Q4 when a lot of products get harder to find for customers. But technically, yeah, you could send a product into Amazon, and even though it won't hit the warehouse for another week, and a customer could still buy it, it's just gonna, when they go on the website and try to buy from you, it's gonna say that it's like 3 weeks out for them to get delivered. So usually you're not gonna make sales because usually there's gonna be somebody who's already in stock faster than that. Not to say that it won't happen. I definitely have seen that happen fairly often, to be honest, especially during Q4. Let's see. You put all your listings as expedited and ship them standard. I mean, as long as you get them to the customer on time. Technically that is allowed. So yeah, as long as customers are happy, then you're playing the system right a little bit. That's funny. Let's see. You make the money products. Let's see, Manny's. Yeah. So so you just price the shipping into the product. I see what you're asking there, Manny. Yeah. So you'll price the shipping into any products that you're looking at, and you can just like compare the shipping prices and that kind of thing on SellerAmp. So you'll see like how it's going for you. Let's see. What's up? Ollie said, started from your videos last year, hoping for your first 10K month in Q4. That's what's up. Yeah. Glad it's been helping for you so far. That's awesome. Let's see. How do you get on the class tonight? Yeah, so we're gonna be hopping on a private free Zoom call in a little over an hour, and it's the first link up in my bio here on TikTok. You just gotta punch in your information so we can invite you to the Zoom class, basically. Let's see. The class tonight is free, Queen. Just put your email in so we can send you the invite link, and then we'll email you a Zoom link, and we'll hop on and source products and talk all things Amazon. What is Q4? The last 3 months of the year, and it's pretty much always the most profitable time of year for sellers because you got Halloween, and then you got Thanksgiving shopping, and then Black Friday, and then of course you have the Christmas season where lots of products start selling way faster and for more money. So it's kind of crunch time for a lot of sellers right now. It'll show you how to it'll really show you like what's possible on Amazon. Let's see, what's the optimal cutoff date to stock up for Q4? If you're sending FBA shipments, I wouldn't send anything in that you need to be selling during December after like November 1st. But I'm still going to be sending a decent amount of FBA shipments through Black Friday. I'm just not expecting all of that to be checked in during the holiday season. So if it's something that you want to sell as like a holiday gift, make sure you start listing it via FBM starting November 10th or so, somewhere around there. Let's see, how are you dealing with capacity limits? So you only have capacity limits if your inventory that you have is selling really, really slowly. So that means you probably have some products that have been sitting for a while. So you just need to sell through that inventory and get your sell through rate up. Yeah, honestly, haven't had an issue with that recently. Haven't known anyone else have an issue. So you probably have something that's been sitting dead inventory for a little bit. So you're probably time to sell that so you can get some space back for more profitable stuff. Let's see. You'd love to learn how to do this. Yeah, go. Definitely a worthwhile skill. We're going to be breaking it all down for you on the Zoom class in about an hour if you want to hop on live with us. And that's up in my bio. What time is the live? Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be popping on Zoom and sourcing products and getting ungated and all that kind of stuff with you guys. Let's see. If you start from scratch, is it better to FBM or FBA? And how much money should you have? So as long as you have like $1,000 or more dollars, that's a good place to start. I would say 2,000 to 3,000 is a little bit more comfortable. I had about 1,500 when I started, if that helps. And as a beginner, you should be doing both FBM and FBA. Because with FBM, you can list it and then start making those sales the day it shows up at your house or the day you buy it at the store. See how fast it sells, and you can always stock up in FBA because you'll typically make more sales as an FBA seller. Let's see. What's up? Bowie said, remember watching your videos when you started in March. Now you're doing 15K a month. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I love to see that. That's awesome. Congrats. Yeah. So, yeah, I know if you're already doing like 15K a month or so before Q4, I bet you got 50 or 60K for December in you easy. As long as capital is not like the big bottleneck for you right now, I bet you got 50 or 60 in you for December. I'm gonna challenge you. So if you pull it off, come back and let me know if you pulled it off. Yeah. You're like the Amazon pioneer. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're crushing it though. Let's see, do you do all-in arbitrage? Yeah, that's like 95% of my business. Yeah, so buying from Walgreens.com, Walmart.com, etc., and selling on Amazon. Do you recommend FBM or FBA for Q4? Mostly FBM starting in December. Before that, I'll be prioritizing a lot more FBA. But yeah, like I was just saying a second ago, if you need it to be for sale FBA, then make sure you ship it into Amazon by like November 1st, the first week of November. And the official cutoff date they're giving you is going to be before that too. Just from what I've seen, typically if you get it in by November 1st, you'll make December sales on it. Let's see. Can you switch your FBM order to FBA to win the buy box? Yeah, you definitely can. If you got 10 units in stock FBM, you can take 5 of those away, send them into FBA, see if they sell. A lot of times something might not sell at all via FBM, but it'll sell really fast via FBA. That's just kind of how the buy box can work sometimes. See, is it possible to do both at the same time? Yeah, you don't need a different account. Yeah, in fact, it's like the smart way. If you're selling both FBM and FBA on every listing, that you'll make a decent amount more sales. Yeah, just because you're competing for both forms of the buy box, basically. Can you do it from Canada? Yep. There's a good amount of people selling on Amazon from Canada for sure. Yeah, describe the pyramid to me, friend. I'd love to see how this works in your head. What's your profit? 20% gross margin is really solid. And then if you can be closer to 10% net, at least 10% net, then you're running a pretty healthy business. Let's see. Do you have to have a store? Not a physical store, but you will need like an Amazon store, obviously. Yeah. So you'll just you'll just list everything in your Amazon store and it'll pop up. But the only reason you might ever want like a physical store is if you wanted to get really into the weeds on like working with wholesalers and that kind of thing. Some of them will only sell to you if you have like a physical retail store. That's the only time I've ever seen it come into play where you might even consider having a retail store. Let's see, you ship in with so as far as shipping goes, you get discounted rates buying through Boxem because you get like Amazon's partnered carrier rates basically, which are pretty much the lowest you're ever going to see. Let's see. Yeah, Chip, I don't usually use like a scanner for like wholesale, that kind of thing, just because it's missing all the best products. It just I'll go by brand and source for the best stuff there. Because like scanners are gonna miss any like the good multi-packs and UPC issues and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. You applied for Amazon FBA. Don't have an idea where to start. Yeah, totally fair. Definitely can be overwhelming. Start by buying and selling name brand stuff that already sells on Amazon. You know, stuff like this toy. If you want to see like tactically how to do everything, we're hopping on a free Zoom class in about an hour, and that's up in my bio on TikTok. And we'll kind of show you how to do everything. Obviously, it can't explain an entire business in 30 seconds with just talking to you. So if you want to see everything in detail, we'll break it all down on the free class tonight. See, how do you reduce excess inventory to reduce storage cost? Yeah, you just got to sell out, Dreamer. And if it's yeah, you just want to sell out on that kind of stuff. Keep in mind this time of year, it changes, like the decision making on like when to lower prices changes a little bit because we're about to obviously have a huge spike in demand on almost everything. So I am lowering prices less on things. But if you have like just true stinker items, then yeah, you just got to lower prices and sell out if you don't expect it to do any better during Q4. What time is the free class? Yeah, so it starts in an hour. Yeah, so you can get registered in my bio, and we'll be jumping on Zoom and sourcing products with you and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. I don't do any like mentorships or anything like that, Queen. Let's see. Yeah, let me know what other questions you guys got. Why wouldn't people just buy the item? Why they need to use you? They can if they want to shop around and that kind of thing. They very well can. That's why you just look at the data and see, all right, this is very consistently selling 100 times a month for this price. I know it's profitable today. Let me buy it, right? So it's just as long as you're buying like consistently profitable products, then it doesn't really matter. You're kind of selling to people who want to pay a price premium for the convenience of shopping on Amazon rather than the customer that compares every single option to save as much money as possible. That's just not really what Amazon is anymore. Sweet. Yeah, let me know what other questions you guys got here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, no, yeah, as far as for some of you guys like asking for training and that kind of stuff, just be on the Zoom class tonight. Just kind of learn as much as you can for free, I would say. Yeah. So you'd love to replace your 9 to 5. Yeah, that's a good goal. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be a full-time Amazon seller for a few years now. I've helped a couple of people do the same thing. Yeah, it's very possible. Just keep in mind, like, a lot of people I think get really antsy, like quit the 9 to 5 job and like, burn it all down, that kind of thing. But what I've seen, especially from some of my friends who had a 9 to 5 job and then scale a very successful Amazon business, is that the money you're making from your 9 to 5 can really help you like scale things on Amazon quicker. So I'm not going to be the guy to be like, drop out of college and quit your job and all that kind of stuff. Cause a lot of times those two go hand in hand, and your Amazon business doesn't take like a crazy amount of time to run, especially once you get, things figured out. It doesn't, you're not going to need a full-time hours to run everything. Can you join the Zoom? Yeah, for sure. It's free. You just need to, put your info up in my bio. It'll be the first link. And then we'll email you the Zoom link. So you'll know where to go and that kind of thing. And yeah, if any of you guys hopped in recently, we're doing a free class on Zoom in about an hour. So if you want to see how to like source products and all that good stuff, what happens and how often are returns, who eats the return when Amazon sells them? Yeah, John. So most of your returns will go back to Amazon when they sell or when the customer returns it. A lot of those will just get relisted. If it's like damaged or something like that, it'll go back to you. And then from there, I'll maybe clean it up a little bit, send it back into Amazon, or I'll just sell it on like a third-party marketplace. Yeah, that's basically how it works. The main thing is on items that you expect to have like a lot of returns, just make sure your profit is really, really solid. Otherwise, you won't end up. Just make sure your profit's really solid. Otherwise, you won't end up making profit after all the different random returns and that kind of stuff adds up. Let's see. Got to get account history for ungate store. Yeah, that's definitely not true, but you can always sell like auto ungates too, man. I know you said you're doing too much. You're doing too much in revenue to have some to have pessimism like that, man. Yeah, definitely. Whether you're new or been around for a while, you can sell lots of stuff. So you're looking to get into this. How do you do it? Short answer is to buy and resell products that already sell on Amazon. The long answer is to like basically figure out what's already working for other Amazon sellers and figure out if you can get it cheap. And if you want to see like tactically how to find all those items, we're going to break it down in the free class on Zoom in about an hour. Sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. Make sure everything's ready for the class here in about an hour. Plus my phone's at 1%. So yeah, so I'll see you guys in about an hour for the free class. And yeah, let's crush it today. See you guys.